Namaskar, I am Dr. Upasna, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Science, College of Agricultural Sciences, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Muradabad. Today's is food safety and its importance, which came under the course BAGE 501, Food Safety and Standards. So let's start with the definition of food safety. What is food safety? Uh, in simple terms, it is defined as uh, the all practices that are used to keep our food safe, or food safety is used as a scientific discipline which describing handling, preparation of food, storage of food in a way that prevent foodborne illness or foodborne outbreak. So it is the scientific discipline which is used to keep our food safe. Food safety refers to the assurance that food should not cause any harm to the consumer when it is consumed or eat according to its intended use. So, question arises that what is the stage at which food become contaminated? From sowing of seed to the consumption label, at any stage food become spoiled. So, food can become spoiled due to the unclean equipment, unclean storage surfaces, unclean processing surfaces, unclean or contaminated utensils, whatever we are using for the processing, whatever we are using for the transportation, food become spoiled and at any stages. Food can transmit pathogens which can result in the illness or death of a person or other animal who consume that contaminated food. The main medium are bacteria, viruses, mold, and fungus. Food can also serve as a growth and reproductive medium for the pathogenic bacteria, pathogenic microorganism. Most highly moisturous food, highly nutritive food, and less acidic food serve as a main medium for the growth of the pathogens. Now, what is the importance of food safety, or what is the use of food safety to applying in a food business operation or food businesses? So, food safety basically it ensure that the food is safe for the consumption of the consumers. It protect from foodborne illnesses and injuries. It reduces the risk of food poisoning. It protects the business operation reputations, as we have also seen in the case of Maggie. uh, it prior assess the risk of contamination of food. It protect food processing establishment from the uh, from or by the using of HACCP and by the using of Codex Alimentarius guidelines. uh, it reduce the financial losses due to the unsafe production of the food. It also ensures that the food should be stored in a safe places or in a clean spaces. It ensures health and well-being of the people or the consumer who consume the food. Uh, it ensures daily family and healthy living of the family. Now, what are the factors which are affecting the food safety? Whether our food supply is safe or not, it determined by a host of factors. The first thing is to identify the source of contamination. It is the which is the main reason of contamination. The most common source of contamination in food is men who contaminate the food supply due to his poor personal hygiene. The man who handles the food is called food handler. If he is suffering from any disease, and then he is tend to transmit the germs or microorganism to the food they are handling. So in this process food became spoiled. The next factor is raw food material. If the raw food material is not thoroughly clean before cooking or processing, you can start with a high microbial or chemical contamination load in the food. Next factor is buying food from the safe sources or buying food from the vendors. Those who are those who have proof by the FSSAI that they are processing or they are selling the food which is approved by the FSSAI, uh, and it is also generate in the high uh, in hygienic and sanitary conditions. The next is cooking or processing, which we are handling the food. Cooking doesn't always destroy all the microorganism, especially if the heat treatment has mild or for a shorter period of time. So we have to give a proper temperature to our food. Next factor is raw food like vegetables and fruit salads tend to be highly contaminated if not handled properly, or we can say if not cleaned properly. The next is both raw and cooked food need to be held or need to be stored at appropriate temperature to prevent growth of microorganisms. The last is contaminated equipment and utensils for food preparation. If we are using contaminated or unclean equipment and utensils, or we can say the containers for the food storage, the food became contaminated at any stage or at these stages. Uh, Even if one started with relatively good quality or clean the raw ingredient, the food became easily spoiled or contaminated if we are using uncleaned or contaminated or spoiled equipment and utensils for the preparation, processing and storage condition. That's all for this presentation. Thank you.